The filling in of the Back Bay is one of the great engineering projects of the 19th century, and we see other technological innovations at the same time. Boston's cultural landscape is changing and growing, and we also have a changing technological landscape as we have a new infrastructure expanding and actually demanding new technology. We have trolleys powered by electricity, and the electricity is generated by coal. And the coal is also used to create natural gas, and natural gas lines are being laid throughout the city to light the streets. Traditionally, the streets would have been lit by oil lamps, but now they're being lit by gas lamps. And this natural gas is being created in coal-burning plants. That is, you use the coal to create the gas that is then going to light the streets. And you also will use coal to power a generator to create electrical power. And all of this is being developed in Boston in the 1870s, 80s, and 90s. These tremendous and complicated technological changes. Thomas Edison had arrived in Boston when he was a teenager in the 1860s, and his first patent was issued here for a voting machine. The next year, he went to New York to try to sell his patent, and he happened to be in the office of a company dealing in stocks when their telegraph line broke. He was able to fix it. I mean, who better to have on hand when you have something like this? Would be similar, your computer crashes and Bill Gates happens to be stopping by. It was a great thing for Edison and this company as he became a partner in it. In the 1880s, he returned to Boston with his new company, the Edison Lighting Company. And the Edison Lighting Company built a power plant on the North End waterfront. The power plants would have had to have been on the waterfront because they're powered by coal, and coal is being brought in by barge. And this power plant on the North End waterfront supplied electricity that Edison supplied, or Edison's company supplied, to Faneuil Hall. Later they built a power plant on the waterfront in South Boston to generate power, and others in other areas to generate electrical power, as electricity by the 20th century will replace natural gas as the lighting system of choice, just as natural gas replaced candles and fires, much safer. In the 1870s, Alexander Graham Bell came here to teach deaf students, and he went to work on a device to amplify sound, and this became a device that allows us to send multiple signals over the same wire, modulating the frequencies to allow different signals, different currents to travel over the same wire. A marvelous technological innovation which Bell created here in Boston, working in his laboratory with his assistant, a man named Watson, and sending that immortal phrase over the line, "Watson, come here, I want you," as Bell had spilled some acid and needed help. And Watson hears the message, and Bell will create the Bell telephone system that is selling this device, which is going to replace the telegraph as the means of communication, allowing us to hear voices over the wire. A remarkable woman, Ellen Swallow Richards, received her Bachelor of Science from MIT in 1873, and she became an instructor at MIT. MIT now is granting degrees to qualified women, which she certainly was. And her real field was something that will improve the lives of people who might not be aware of it. That is, improving water quality, testing water for its quality. It's one of the great hazards of living in an urban area would be access to clean water. If you're drawing water from a well, if the water is polluted by sewage, you're going to get cholera or another disease and die. And Richards investigates water quality, devises ways not only of measuring water quality, something that was really an unknown science of the day, but figuring out ways to filter water so that people will have access to pure water. It's one of those technological developments we may give little thought to, but it's probably the most important of the technological developments I've just mentioned with Edison, Bell, and the creation of electricity and the transmission of sound. The ability to drink pure water is something we should not take for granted.